Good morning students. Today we are going to see that in class 10 quadratic equations. So last class until we know that how we factorize square root factorization method, division method we learned. Now we see the new concept quadratic equations. So what is quadratic equations? An equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are real numbers and a not equal to 0 is called a quadratic equation in the variable x. Okay, quadratic equation means it is the general form. An equation, it is ax squared bx plus c. A, B, C are real numbers, any numbers. It may be real numbers means it may be fraction, positive or negative, any numbers. A not equal to 0. B and C may be not equal to 0, but A not equal to 0. So this form of equation is called quadratic equation. So in particular an expression of degree 2 is called a quadratic expression. The quadratic equation only we have to say the quadratic expression, how it's expressed. Degree 2, the quadratic expression, degree only 2. It's not more than 2. If it is 3, it may be here a x power 3 means it is not the quadratic equation. So in particular an expression of degree 2 is called a quadratic expression, which expressed as ax squared plus bx plus c. Next, zeros of quadratic polynomial. Zeros of quadratic. So what is zeros of quadratic polynomial? Let p of x is a polynomial. P of x is a polynomial. X is equal to a. Maybe x is equal to a is called 0 of p of x if p of a is equal to 0. If we take x is equal to a is called 0 of p of x. If we take x is equal to a means a is called 0 of p of x if p of a is equal to 0. So I will say one example. See, for example, p of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 8, one quadratic equation. If now you take x is equal to minus 2. If we apply x is equal to minus 2, we are getting what we get the answer minus 2 the whole square. Already here minus 2 into x is minus 2 minus 8. So minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4. Minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4 minus 8. 4 plus 4 plus 8 minus 8 become 0. Now that same you apply the x is equal to 4, you get answer 0. So what are the polynomial, in the polynomial, what are the values we put, we get 0. So x is equal to some values we take, this values we put means we get 0. So these values are called, minus 2 and 4 are called zeros of the polynomial. In p of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 8. In this equation, what is zeros of polynomial? Minus 2 and 4. Because we apply this equation minus 2 and 4, we get 0. We get p of x is equal to 0. So these numbers, these variables are called, these numbers are called zeros of the polynomial. Okay. Next, roots of the quadratic equation. So what's roots of quadratic equation? So let ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a not equal to 0 be a quadratic equation. The quadratic equation, the values of x such that the expression ax squared plus bx plus c becomes 0 are called roots of the quadratic equation. So here we find minus 2 and 4 are zeros of this minus 2 and 4 only is called the roots of the equation. That minus 2 and 4 is what are the values we put, it becomes 0. That is called roots of the quadratic equation. That only they told. Let ax square plus bx, it is the quadratic equation. The values x such that the expression becomes 0. We apply the value x, that expression become 0 are called. So this expression, what expression we put, it gets 0. This is called roots of the quadratic equation. Next, so formation of quadratic equation. So how we form the quadratic equation? Okay, so quadratic equation, we find the roots easy way. We have to factorize the equation and we can find the roots. We can factorize and we can find the roots. Now the roots are given. How we form the quadratic equation? Formation of a quadratic equation. So the general form of quadratic equation is x squared minus sum of roots of x plus product of roots is equal to 0. So general form is what? We factorize, we find it, no. We have to add the, yes, we on the two roots we add, we get coefficient of x. The two roots we multiple, we get the product. Yes, that same here, x squared minus sum of the roots x, product of the roots. Normally in factorization we do know, if one equation is given means, if we want to multiple, we get this constant term. If we add, we want to get the coefficient of x term. The same only here given, x squared minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots. It is the general form of quadratic equation. So in the quadratic equation without factorization, how we can find? That is only here we are going to see. See, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 can equivalently be expressed. It is equivalent to what? X squared plus b by ax plus c by a is equal to 0. Because in general form we told x squared, before we don't have any coefficient. If we have any coefficient, we have to divide that coefficient to another terms. Okay, here we don't have the coefficient. If we have the coefficient, here we have x squared coefficient is a. So we have to divide by a to other terms. So this and this is equal. They said this and this is equal. So this, how we expressed? If alpha and beta are roots of the quadratic equation, alpha and beta we factorize, we can get two roots. No, that roots only we take here alpha and beta. That numbers here we take no 2 and minus 4. Like that, the 2 and minus 4 is called alpha and beta. Alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equations. So if it is roots of the quadratic equation, how we find sum of the roots? Minus b by a. Minus b by a is equal to minus b means what is? Coefficient of x. A is coefficient of x squared. Okay, so what is the sum of the roots? Alpha plus beta is equal to, sum of the roots means alpha plus beta. The two roots are alpha and beta. Sum of the roots means alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a is equal to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x squared. B is coefficient of x, a is coefficient of x squared. Next, product of the roots alpha beta formula is constant term divided by coefficient of x squared. Constant term divided by coefficient of x squared. So this is, we have to find general form of quadratic equation and we can find the roots of the equation and we can write the sum of the roots and product of the roots. Now we will go and see for the exercise. So exercise 3.9. What is the first question? Determine the quadratic equations. Determine the quadratic equation whose sum and product of roots are. So they given sum of the roots and product of the roots. We have to determine, form the quadratic equation. Okay, so what is the sum of the root is? Minus 9. You have to write like this. Step by step you should write. Product of the root is 20. So we know the quadratic equation general form. Yes, x square minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So x square minus sum of the root is what? Minus of x minus 9 of x plus product of the root is 20 is equal to 0. Next, x squared. Already here formula we have minus. In number also in minus. So minus into minus plus 9x plus 20. That's all. Just you apply the sum of the roots and product of the roots value and form the quadratic equation. Next, 5 by 3 comma 4. So sum of the root is 5 by 3. Product of the root is 4. We know the general form. The quadratic equation is x square minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So x square minus sum of the root is 5 by 3 of x plus product of the root is 4 is equal to 0. So we know that the quadratic equation. So if it is in the fraction form, it is difficult. So we have to change this. So we take the LCM. Here 3x square minus 5x, 4 3s are 12 divided by 3. So now in the 3 we have to multiply here, it becomes 0. So our quadratic equation are 3x square minus 5x plus 12 is equal to 0. Next, third question. Sum of the roots minus 3 by 2. Product of the root is minus 1. So the quadratic equation is x square minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So x square minus sum of the root is minus 3 by 2 of x plus product of the root is minus 1 is equal to 0. So x square minus into minus plus 3 by 2x plus into minus minus 1 is equal to 0. So next we take the LCM. 2x square plus 3x minus 2 divided by 2 is equal to 0. The 2 we have to multiply this side, it's become 0. So our quadratic equation is 2x square plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Next, fourth question. Minus 2 minus a the whole square, a plus 5 the whole square. So sum of the root is minus of 2 minus a the whole square, a plus 5 the whole square. So we know the general form is x square minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots equal to 0. Sum of the roots x squared minus sum of the root is minus of 2 minus a whole square plus product of the roots a plus 5 the whole square is equal to 0. So x square minus into minus plus 2 minus a the whole square plus a plus 5 the whole square. This is the quadratic equation. Next we will see the question number 2. Find the sum and product of the roots for each of the following quadratic equation. The first question, they given the sum and product of the roots, we form the quadratic equation. Here they given the quadratic equation, we have to find the sum of the roots and product of the roots. So I told what is sum of the roots formula is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So minus b is what? 3. So b means I told coefficient of x, a is coefficient of x squared. So coefficient of x is 3. Divide coefficient of x is x squared is nothing is there, so 1. So minus 3 by 1 is minus 3. Product of the root is alpha beta is equal to c by a. C means constant term divided by coefficient of x squared. So what is constant term? Minus 28. Divide by coefficient of x squared 1. So minus 28 by 1 minus 28. Next second question, x squared plus 3x equal to 0. So here we don't have constant term. Constant term it's become 0. So sum of the roots alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So minus b by a is equal to what? B is 3. So 3 by 1 is equal to minus 3. Product of the root is alpha beta is equal to c by a. C is what? Yes, we don't have, so it becomes 0. So 0 by 1 is equal to 0. Next question number 3. 3 plus 1 by a is equal to 10 by a squared. So here it is not in the form of quadratic equation. So first we have to form the quadratic equation. So the denominator I have multiple this side. I multiple this side means so 3 into a squared, 3a squared plus a squared by a is equal to 10. So 3a squared by a we divide 2a, we can cancel 1a means remaining 1a is equal to 10. Next 3a squared plus a minus 10 is equal to plus 10 comes inside, it becomes minus 10 is equal to 0. Now it is in the form of quadratic equation variable a. So what is sum of the roots? Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. B by a is what? Yes, 1 by minus 1 by 3 is equal to minus 1 by 3. Product of the roots c by a. C is minus 10 by a, coefficient of x squared 3. Okay, minus 10 by 3. Next, 3y squared minus y minus 4 is equal to 0. So sum of the roots. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a. Minus b is minus of minus 1. Formula we have minus. Here also we have minus 1. Nothing is there, we take as 1. Minus 1 by 3. So minus into minus plus 1 by 3. Product of the roots c by a minus 4 by 3. So thank you students. I think you are understand. So what we learned today? Quadratic equation. We have to form the general form of the quadratic equation and we have to find the roots of the quadratic equation and then we can find sum of the roots, product of the roots and we form the quadratic equation, formation of quadratic equation. So do you know what is formation of quadratic equation general form? Yes, x square minus sum of the roots of x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So what is sum of the roots? Yes, sum of the roots is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Product of the root is alpha beta is equal to c by a. So thank you students. After watching, subscribe and click the bell button. Thank you.